Alright, so we're back with the ST90, and I have a bunch of CT110 parts because I picked up a couple of parts bikes for cheap. So I'm going to try and put the CT110 motor in this frame, and I've seen it done. There's some modifications because the CT110 motor uses 2 mounting bolts and the ST90 motor uses 3 mounting bolts. But anyways, I've got the bolts out, so I'm thinking at this point I should be able to just pick the frame up off the motor. Maybe? Let's go in. It wants to. There it goes. Not quite. Ah, the coil. Just a second. Alright, so I got the coil wire unclipped. And now the frame should lift up off the motor. Just that simple. Alright, so this is the 110cc motor in the frame, and like the lines of the case line up pretty good. And on it, I've seen 2 ways, or I've actually only seen 1 way, which is they use this forward hole in the ST90 frame, and they put that hole on the motor through that part, and then they run flat stock from here down to the lower hole on the motor and from here out, which, I mean, you don't have to drill anything in the frame to do that, but it moves the motor forward quite a bit. I'm worried about clearance from here to the forks and the tire, and it just kind of looks funny. So what I've done is I've lined it up with the lower mount hole, and everything lines up, and I think I'm just going to drill 1 hole right around here to attach the second bolt to the motor. Alright, so drilling the hole on this side was fairly straightforward, but on this side, right where it would have come out, I had a little notch and a raised part for the wiring harness to go through. So what I've done is I cut out a little rectangle, then made a little rectangle with some flat stock, and I'm going to prop everything up, get it lined up, and tack it in place. Alright, so I'm definitely not the best welder, nor do I own the best welder, but it's in there, and I believe it's solid enough to support the weight of the motor. Seems like it. I need that. And it looks like the chain guard is the only thing keeping it on there. Alright, so as you can see, I've been busy. I got the front forks on there, and I've got the swing arm and wheel from the CT110 in there. And looking at the side, wheel placement is actually pretty good. Thing is, the CT110 swing arm is significantly wider than the ST90 frame, and the shock placement is entirely wrong. It's way too shallow of an angle. So I'm thinking weld shock mounts on somewhere around here. And I do have 1 more of these swing arms, so I'm going to try and chop this one up and narrow it. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, add another one, and I'll just make spacers. But I'm going to try and chop and narrow this one first. Alright, so chopping that one swing arm didn't work out too well, so I put my other one on. And I cut one of these shock mount ears off of that one I cut up, and I just kind of tack welded it on here to see how it worked, and it's a little too low. I know there's only one shock on it, but when I sit on it, the rear tire is basically sitting on the fender, so that's not going to work. So I'm going to buzz that off and probably make some flat plate up a little higher with a rib going down the middle to give it some sort of strength. And end goal, raise this mounting stud up 1.5 inch-ish. But that's all for this video on this motorbike. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.